my kitchen. This is Julia, and this is Julia's Sunday Night Dinners. Now, this week, you're probably wondering, why do I have this bowl of eggs? Now, you're thinking eggs aren't dinner. Eggs are not for dinner. Well, I thought beef is what's for dinner. No. Eggs are a good source of protein. They might be full of a little bit of cholesterol, so they're not for every day, but they're a good source of protein. And who says you can't eat breakfast food for dinner? Okay? Now, this week, I'm going to make you two recipes that are some of my family favorites. They were made, they were passed down through the generations, and they are some of my absolute favorite recipes to make. I make these, they definitely make me feel like I'm at home, and I really do enjoy making them, eating them, and they're just, really good meals. So you can find these recipes actually in my cookbook. Now, this cookbook you don't have, but you could if you want. Give me a call. Actually, private message me on my account, and I will try and set something up with you so you can get a copy of this. But it's also online. But this is a full color. There we go. Full color, pictures and everything. All the recipes are online, but this is something I made for my family a couple years ago, and everybody loved it. What I'm gonna do, instead of putting the recipes along the side like I usually do, I'm gonna link to this online, and you'll be able to see all the recipes. Just explore the website. So, but they're in there, and if you want one, remember, just private message me, set something up, money-wise, to be able to get that to you. But I'm going to start off by making two recipes today, and the first recipe I'm going to make is called party eggs. Now, party eggs is basically eggs inside a piece of bread fried up. Pretty easy to do. Now, they're known by all different names. They're known by names like eggs in a basket, eggs in a blanket, in a basket. There's even one name that I saw that had to do with uterus. Yeah. But they're also known by Moonstruck eggs. They were made in the movie Moonstruck. Cher made them, so they got kind of famous. But what we're going to do, I'm going to show you how to make that really easily. So let's get started with that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get my pan up here. I'm going to get that hot. Turn that on to about a medium heat, medium flame. And I'm going to go back here and grab my margarine. Okay, I'm going to use a low-fat margarine for this. Okay, I'm going to use a low-fat margarine. Grab a knife. Okay, I'm going to get that in the pan, get that melting. Okay. Now, you always want to crack your eggs. These are going to be basically sunny side up eggs in your pan, in bread. So you're going to want to crack your eggs into a bowl separately, one at a time. Okay? Now, before we do that, we have bread. Now, the best bread to use, in my opinion, is a rye bread. You want a bread that is nice and sturdy. Now, these are small pieces of bread. I didn't realize that I was at the end of the bread when I started to do this episode, but hey, these will work. Okay? Now, what we're going to do, so you can see, yeah, that's fine. We're going to cut a hole in these, in the center, and we're going to use a glass. Okay? Really simple. Well, okay. Well, you know what? I'm just going to make you one today, because you can't use that. So I'm just going to make you one. But you'll see. Normally I'd use a regular dinner glass, but that's fine. Okay? Now, I'm going to keep this little piece of bread, and I'm going to stick that bread in there. Now, we're going to break that egg. Inspect for any shells. You want to make sure when you do this that you inspect for shells. That's why you're going to crack it in here. And I'm going to pour this egg in there. Okay, we're going to let that cook for a few moments. Now at the same time, while I wash my hands here, at the same time, we're going to put our other piece of bread in here. And it's going to start cooking. I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit on this. Oh, heck, I'll put this other piece in there. Why not? Let that fry up a little bit. Now this is going to cook for a few minutes. Okay, it's been about a minute and a half later, and it's about time to flip this bad boy. And there we go. Ooh, that looks beautiful. Now, these little pieces, you're just basically frying them up. Nothing special, but they're nice to have on the side. Ooh. Okay, now you don't want to cook the yolk as much. Cooking the yolk, the reason why I like these little pieces is so you can actually eat the yolk with it. You can sop up the yolk a little bit. Okay. And that should be enough time. Turn it over, and there you go. And you're done. And there we go. And we're good. And we got 40 eggs. Okay, the next dish we're going to make today is called fried matzah. It's a Passover favorite. Now, this is the only reason why I actually keep matzah in my cabinet all year round. Because there's really no use to having it in the cabinet any other time of the year. You probably know matzah as being this cracker that Jews eat during Passover. Now the significance of it, really not a cracker, it's more of the bread, we'd say. It's the significance of it is that the Jews left Egypt in a hurry when the Pharaoh basically forced them out, and they had no chance for their bread to rise. So because of that, it ended up as hard flat cakes. So So we end up eating these.